Hello everyone and welcome back. So Rufai has stylishly replied to Dr. Abati as well as Chief Dan Ulasi. Yes, so Dr. Abati said the other day that the Northerners will not vote for Igbo man because the civil war has not ended, that the problem has not been solved. And also, as well as Chief Dan Ulasi, who is now praising Peter Obi. And that particular day, Rufai asked him, what changed? Why is he praising Peter Obi and they want Peter Obi to come back to PDP? Like, what changed? Because during 2023 election, even before 2023 election, Chief Dan Ulasi has been saying like ugly things about Peter Obi. So Rufai asked him that day, like, what changed? He said that he has not said any bad thing about Peter Obi. So at the end of the day, Rufai started bringing evidence, right? And Chief Dan Ulasi said that if he found any evidence where he said any bad things about Peter Obi, that he will resign from PDP, something like that, right? So Rufai has been bringing like some evidence, videos, interview from Chief Dan Ulasi where he was criticizing Peter Obi. So people are now asking, is he going to resign now? So look at what Rufai said concerning what Dr. Abati said about Igbos and the Northerners. Some now think they know how the North will vote. When it is convenient, they are so quick to say the civil war isn't over. Yet, they are the ones that preach unity. They preach competence, but when they see competence, they preach racism and also tribal sentiments. Hey. So this is what Rufai said concerning what Dr. Abati said, and people have been giving Dr. Ruben Abati woto. Yes, some said that he has Igbo problem, that he is a tribal bigot. So concerning what Chief Dan Ulasi said about Peter Obi, that Peter Obi should come back to PDP. According to Rufai, he said that this is a trap. Like, Peter Obi should not try it. Anyway, I have said this several times, like, the worst mistake Peter Obi can do is to go back to PDP, knowing fully well that Wike is still in PDP. So I don't think that Peter Obi will ever go back to PDP anywhere. So let's listen to Rufai, what he said concerning Peter Obi going back to PDP, as well as what Chief Dan Ulasi said. And also at the end of this video, I'm going to insert another video for you to listen to what Barrister Darlington have to say concerning Peter Obi proposing for one term, right? So let's listen to the videos. I'm going to be right back.
In the coming days, we're going to see a lot of political swing. And I think one of the newest ploy in the political swing today, and this is based on the conversation I had with Chief Dan Ulasi, I have now seen that there's a plot to be able to lure Obi to the PDP, then to destroy his chances. And I'm going to predict again today that if Obi mistakenly falls for their ruse of going to the PDP, they would destroy his chances of his presidential run, and that will be the end. At first, it was Jerry Ghana that pushed it forward. Secondly, today, Chief Dan Ulasi is not part of those pushing this. The same Dan Ulasi that condemned Obi, that talked about the fact that Oka was not thriving under Peter Obi, that was against Obi in the last elections, that went ahead and said many things. In fact, he even called on Obi to step back because it was not going to be in his favor to run the election, the last election. Let me read to you from an interview what Chief Dan Ulasi did say about Obi just in this last election. He said Igbo traders will suffer if Peter Obi loses. He called him to order. And he said all of this leading up to the last election. In fact, he said Obi has no strong political base and will fail woefully. He said Obi will succeed in securing the Igbo block of traders in Igbo-dominated markets like Alaba. He said this vote will not be enough to make Obi president. In fact, he said the vote Obi will get in Lagos will be called Igbo votes. That might be up to 20-25%. But Chief Dan Ulasi was wrong because Obi finally went ahead to win the election in Lagos. All right. Then he added that I'm asking our 15 senators from the Southeast, call Peter Obi, let him tell us. Presidency is not the same as running for governorship. This was the same down Ulasi that berated Peter Obi leading up to the last election. All right? That even though Okupe of blessed memory had to fault down Ulasi's comments, today Dan Ulasi is part of those that are part of the bandwagon that they are saying Obi should come to the PDP. This is what I envisage will happen. If Obi by mistakes go to the PDP is still largely dominated by Nyesom Wike. And only during his media chats the other day, Nyesom Wike was saying that if the PDP does not consider Dan Obi and other stakeholders, that they are going to pay the price for it. So it shows to a large extent that when you look at the state of play of things, Wike still controls the PDP folk. So if that is the case, we should look at the matter and introspect. Now that they are trying to drag Obi to please come to the PDP folk, when Wike controls the PDP, it's an attempt to destroy Obi. And if Obi falls for it, then he can kiss his presidential ambition bye-bye. Because what will happen is that they will frustrate him if he falls for the bait and he enters the trap. It is now obvious, and today I made my calculation right, after the like of Dan Ulasi, that have been a strong opponent speaking against Obi, all of a sudden is now speaking in favor of Obi. I have now seen that is a ploy to be able to trick Obi to the PDP and pin him there so that he will not thrive. Because once Obi goes to the PDP, he'll be frustrated. So people should open their eyes and see the political game going on. With that one, they'll be able to control his presidential push. Because they know that if he goes it alone, in a case where he doesn't do a coalition, he will still stand a chance to be able to hurt them politically. So that's another new analysis I've seen. Okay. The plot is now open. From Professor Jerry Gana now to Ulasi as a staunch opponent, critic in chief of Obi, some moments ago about the last election cycle. Is not the one that saying Obi stands a chance. Now it's a trap. And if you look at it, they are pushing people in the media to reinforce this Obi should please come to what's it called? PDP, because it's a trap. If he goes, it's finished. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana has criticized the debate about the single-term presidency as a diversion from pressing issues facing the country. And he's right. He's saying that there are many things that are happening in the country. Talking about Section 14 that talks about security and welfare of the citizens, but there's no security today. There's no electricity. There's no basic provision for the people. Lives of the people are still in jeopardy and distress. Look at the other day, I think it was yesterday, the rains. People are complaining about how bad things are. People in the Jeddah area was affected, and some other area of Lagos. Residents are stranded. We don't face all of those. Yes, it's politics. So Femi Falana is right when you look at it. Okope in a Jeddah, videos of homes submerged and people crying and lamenting. Fraud-prone areas like Etios, Ajegunle, Alimosho were among the worst affected. Another resident recorded that his home was flooded. My house, water full inside, is like a big ocean. Look at cars submerged. Odupe Akibi for Berigbe, Kurudu, said they experienced every flooding this season. The environmental agency, what are they doing around that? Mr. Okupa Wahab has assured residents via his ex that the government is aware of the situation and are working long time to fix it. Where are the drainages? Torrential downpour. People's life are at stake. People are suffering. They're in pain. They're in penury. So this is the trend that is going on in Nigeria today. It's a lot of pain. It's a lot of hazard. It's a lot of pain. Lagos State has declared 176 estates illegal. There's a long list. Please go and check your estates if it's there. That's why we keep calling on real estate people. Please be honest to the people. Be honest to the people. 176 estates. Some of these estates are spread around Etiosa, Ajay, Bejuleki, Ekpe areas. And they are giving a 21-day ultimatum. So please check if your estate is there. And they are saying US is to introduce $15,000 bond for some foreign people that are coming to visit their country. Anyway, we are still going to get some clarification on that soon. I'm not sure Nigeria has been called in that list. The bond is a form of loan to the government or a company for a specific time. And what they are saying is that if you return as at the stipulated time, you will take your money back.
Okay.
So all of this, they are saying the bonds may require $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 before being granted entry into America. I think this high-handedness by Trump and his administration will just put a lot of people off America. And this is a sad reality. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie is saying Peter Obi is not desperate to be president like some politicians. She says her support for him is rooted in she knowing who he is as a person and what he stands for. That's not a case of desperation. So that's just another side. But NNPC is increasing petroleum price from 9.15 naira per liter in Lagos to 9.15 naira per liter in Lagos and 9.55 per liter in Abuja. It's another sad one. Nigerians have to still pay heavily for these products, which is a sad one. And that's the state of play of people and our country as we speak today. That's the state of play.
Thank you, Rufai.
Now, Barrister, you heard it all. Let's kick into it right away with the question. If you look at, let's start from the statement by Mr. Peter Obi that he can make impact and change a lot in Nigeria in just 4 years. He has been very consistent in his presentations. He's been very consistent in his argument. We have to move from consumption to production. Is it a difficult task? We have to save for the rainy days. He did that as governor of Anambra State. And we have to cut down on the cost of governance. Barrister, do you agree with him? Is it possible to make any impact in just 4 years?
Mr. Okoro, yes.
Yes, you mean?
100% yes.
Yes?
Obi can do it. When it comes to frugal management of resources, Obi is number one. He can manage the economy and save money for us. I have no doubt about it because they have been tried and tested. Do you know what it means for somebody to be chairman of a bank in UK for 20 good years and no blemish at the end of the day? Do you know what it means? I'm talking of a UK that is a conservative society that need details to the last kobo.
UK.
Yeah. Obi did it in that country. Nobody have come one day and say, when he was in UK, certain money we are missing. No. I know those who will have such opportunity, they will close down that bank and run to Nigeria for safety. So when he's talking about prudency, I give it to him. He's good at that. When he left Anambra, the money he left in the bank, Obiano saw it and started building airport. One governor from the north, they say, my brother, you just entered office, so where did you see money for building airport? He now told the northern governor, say, my brother, I saw money. This man left money. Eh? And I said, what is the money doing there? Let me use it and do something. And that was where Obiano entered into trouble. There are those who see public fund as their own. That's the truth. If you have not been cultured to manage public funds, my brother, you cannot go close to office, public office. There is no need, because you are going to put your hand in the till. There are people, they see public funds as nobody's money. Obi is not that kind of person.
But Barrister, talking about savings, what he said for Anambra, said a lot of people have argued that it was wrong economics for Obi to have kept piling up money when there were problems in Anambra State. All the internal roads had not been constructed, all the hospitals had not been built, all the schools had not been refurbished. So they are asking, I'm not the one asking, what was the essence of having to pile up money?
Now,
when you could have used the money to work for the people.
Is it true that Obi did not do anything in Anambra? Is it true?
No, but he didn't do all. That's the argument.
There's nobody who can do everything now. From the ones he did, yes, he did something. I mean, yes, he saved the money. He didn't take it and go and pile it somewhere in the Western world. All this Panama paper they are talking about, it is not, he was working. He was a rich man before he entered government. So what is wrong with that? We are talking of things, performance. Anambra schools were 28 in JAMB and WAEC. Obi took it from 28 to number 1. Please, is that not something? Human capital development. Is that not something that you can hold on to? Lagos, that is the center of excellence, with all the money that I make in Lagos, have Lagos State schools who come first, third, second or third? Have they? Look at, these are facts. It's not enough to be talking here and there. Facts that you can identify, you can verify. So when the man is talking of facts and figures, I want somebody to listen to him. He is good at that. He knows what he's saying. Like this thing he said about Japan now, and yes, we know how Greece collapsed. In fact, the whole Western world had to rally around to save Greece. They had to rally around to save Greece from total collapse. That is a fact. So when you are saying if we are just 20% debt to GDP, we still have up to 25, 30, are you serious? With what? What do you have on ground? We are not an industrial nation. It's like telling me now, America is the biggest borrower in the world. Yes, America is an industrial nation. One, one arms factory in America can pay their debt. By the time they supply people in East, in Middle East, supply Africa, supply Europe. With the money they are going to get, they can pay any money America is owing. So don't say that America is owing money, therefore you follow them. Like what he said now. You want to say that Japan is owing money. Do you have what Japan? Do you have what Japan is the assets they have? You don't have it. So why are you copying every time they make all these references? After all, we are not the only one owing. What are you owing for?
Barrister, like from the footage we watched, that was 9 years ago. And Obi has been very consistent. Has anything changed?
It has not. That's really my fear here. Mr. Okonis, I got to what? Look at it. Buhari left us with 77 trillion. That we know.
44.
Oh, 44?
Yes.
Well, are you serious? Okay, look at it.
But now it has ballooned.
Wait. APC took over from Buhari, as to say another party took over. It was APC that was crying wolf. So if you inherited such a debt, how come the thing is now over to 200 trillion? 200 is APC in government, APC, the same party. Imagine if it's another party now, Mr. Okoro. Imagine what they would have been telling you. This man has stolen all our money. Where is what? I trust Lagos Ibadan Praise, they will come alive every day. But now their own man is there. Look at ballooning debt every day. Ballooning. We are not seeing where the money is going into. Do you know that if this man in office now is a prudent manager of resources, Mr. Okoro, we are not supposed to borrow 1 kobo. As I'm talking to you now, they are looking for 210 trillion naira for an NPC. 210 trillion. The National Assembly is not PDP or Obi that is alleging, it's the National Assembly where they are majority. They are calling the man at NNPC to come and tell us where is this money. The man did not even, he didn't disagree. He didn't say it's a lie. He only told that the money was not missing, but it was misplaced. Mr. Okoro, how do you misplace 210 trillion? And Tinubu is the Minister of Petroleum. And this money is missing from NNPC. Have you seen what I told you earlier, that by the time some people finish their tenure, from the antecedent, they will be richer than Nigeria.
Okay, all right, Barrister, let's move on. Let's take an excerpt from Obi's statement. He said, "What drives me is not personal ambition, but a deep commitment to see Nigeria work. And if the sacrifice required of me is 4 years of sincere, accountable leadership, so be it." Barrister, sacrifice, how do you align such a comment with the realities of development? If that is a sacrifice required of me to make, is it playing to clinch power, or is it being factual? He's talking about making a sacrifice. Some people read that statement to mean that he's overly ambitious to become president of this country. Why would you have to sacrifice 4 years?
Mr. Okoro, if you're a patriot like Peter Obi, you will be angry to see things that are supposed to work not working. If you're a patriot, you know that this, if I handle this and I will make something out of it. By the way, what did the good book tell us? That wise men come from the east. Is that not what the good book said? Since that time till now, has it changed? Mr. Okoro, the fastest growing economy was from the southeast before the war.
But that biblical injunction, is it talking about Nigeria? Is it
anybody from the east? Even in the Middle East now, is it not Israel that is as small as they are? Are they not the champion of the east?
How about Eastern Europe? From the east, what did they do?
Wise men come from the east. Start from where you are.
Okay. From where we are.
Even the Eastern Europe you are talking about, is it not Russia? Is it not Russia that is there? So what are you telling me? God can never tell a lie. Whenever he says so, go and check, there is the truth there. Okay. The only thing that is keeping the Igbo man is because of the environment. If not, this country would have become even greater than China and Japan put together. It's already, they know. And we have people who can do this. That is why it will hurt the Igbo man if he's not given opportunity to do what he has been destined to do. You know, there are things that is innate in you. Abi? Something that's built in you is in you. Nobody can take it away. Mr. Okoro, after the war, how do you think the Igbo man have survived? By his own self-effort. Since 1960, after the war, have you seen Igbo man rule Nigeria for once? But they are surviving even without government patronage. Okay. Without government patronage, is that not enough to tell that these people, they are industrious? They are diligent. Is that not enough to tell you that, please? What other evidence are you looking for? On their own, without government patronage. If Obi is coming from that stock, he's coming from that stock. That means he's coming to do something for Nigeria if given the chance and the opportunity. That's what is paying Obi is that Nigeria is going to the dogs when there are people who can do it. Mr. Obi, Mr. Okoro, listen. The man in Argentina, the president there, for 135 years, their budget has never been balanced. This man just came 2 years ago. Look at God, under 2 years, he balanced the budget in that country.
So we are looking at the possibilities of doing something within 4 years. Now, Obi said, look, when people dismissed the idea that he could make meaningful impact in 4 years, he said, look, let's even take examples globally. He mentioned Abraham Lincoln. He mentioned John F. Kennedy. He mentioned Nelson Mandela. And back home here, we have people like Murtala Mohammed. You know, we had the Idi Amin stint and all of that. So why is it difficult for people like, APC, Bayo, Nonoga, to think that it is not possible to make impact in just 4 years?
Look, if you are waiting for your opponent to approve of you, that means you don't want to do anything. What is Bayo Nonoga paid for? Is it not to sing the praises of Tinubu? Is it not to praise his master? You mean Bayo Nonoga will agree with Tinubu? With Peter Obi? It's not possible now. But then, the facts on ground, is even embarrassing them, because what Obi represent and what their principal represent are two different things. Tinubu is very, very profligate with money. I'm not joking. Even he knows. Look at how he throwing money right, left, and center, just to buy people's conscience, just to, you know, and Obi cannot do it. At least he was in Anambra. Everybody saw what he did as an example. An example. The why is Obi?
We'll come to his tenure as governor of Anambra.
So when he said what he said, look, he's telling that to people who want to listen to him, not people like Bayo Nonoga. He will always find fault in everything Peter Obi said. Every little thing he will now multiply. The good things about Obi, they will never bring it to the fore.
But Bayo said something. Bayo said that when Obi had 8 years in Anambra, did he turn Anambra to like a small London or even to Dubai or what? So what gives him the impression that he can use 4 years to turn Nigeria around? And looking at the fact that nobody is saying that Obi will turn Nigeria to a Dubai in 4 years. But the questions are, the rot is too much. The level of corruption. The infrastructure, the decay in infrastructure, institutional decay, human decay, and all of that, even in our culture as a people. So, Barrister, let us be very realistic. How much can somebody do in 4 years?
Good.
Is it to lay a good foundation and move on, or is it to rebuild the society, rebuild society in just 1 year? Let's look at the possibilities.
Good.
Look at insecurity. We've been battling insecurity in the past 20 years. Is there a possibility that someone can clear the mess in just 4 years? Do other things, build infrastructure, rejig the economy, the exchange rate, fuel production and all of that, fuel theft and all. Is it possible to do all of that? Build hospitals in 1 year. Sorry, in 4 years.
Good. Mr. Okoro, it is more than possible. You know why? The structure that Nigeria needs to develop is all you need to. Check insecurity, check corruption. Then those factors of production like NNPC, agriculture, if you take care of these things, Mr. Okoro, Nigeria will just balloon. Like somebody that you have kept in bondage, the moment you open the door, just fly away. Nigeria is being stunted. The growth of Nigeria is stunted. Is that you put Nigeria in a cooler by dark forces. If you remove that dark forces, Nigeria will open. That is what Obi is coming to do, according to him, and according to what I know of Obi. The thing you said in Anambra, imagine if an Obiano have come to build on what Obi left. Just imagine. Mr. Okoro, just imagine. If Obiano had come to build on the legacy of Peter Obi, imagine where Anambra will be by now. That is what we are talking about. Obi didn't say he wants to stay there forever. The 4 years is going to stay. Let the economy begin to breathe. This money that Obi will save it, because when you save money, our naira will become strong. Then food stuff and everything will come down. At least people can go to the market with 10,000 naira and buy stuff that will last them for a week in the market. That's because we had it under PDP, for God's sake. Nigeria was good under PDP. So what is wrong if somebody want to take us back to that place where you can go to market with 10,000 and you buy a bag of rice and still have money to buy other things? It happened in this country. Even without an Obi. So if the man is telling you he's going to take us there, I know it's possible because it has happened before. It has happened before. Let us start from somewhere to lay. Those is why they are going to reform, renewed hope. They are just lip service. We are talking of a solid foundation for the economy to grow. That's what Obi is coming to do, because both Buhari and Tinubu, they have not done anything. They did not even lay any foundation for economic growth. They have not. Is on record, because if Tinubu have done that, we will not be where we are today now. A man comes and he is bringing reform. As you are bringing reform, things are getting worse. Then do you still think that he was bringing reform to you? These are the issues now. And Obi came to Anambra without any promises. So, it is his journey in Anambra that is giving him all the accolades today. Is that not true? If Obi did not rule Anambra, would you have known that there is somebody like that in Anambra? Would you have known?
Now, Barrister, talking about ruling Anambra, former President Yar'Adua, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, was a governor before he became president. So was Jonathan, and even the present governor, or the present president, Tinubu. And from the model that we always look at, if you go to United States, Bill Clinton was governor of Arkansas. I think Jimmy Carter was governor of one state, and Ronald Reagan was governor of California,
all of them,
and all of that. So well, they were all governors before. Is there anything that prepares governors for that role?
Experience.
For that transformation.
Experience. You can't give what you don't have. It's not possible.
You can't give what you don't have. We have a president here who was former governor. So what is lacking? He had the experience.
Which one?
The current president.
Are you serious?
Yes, he was governor of Lagos State for 8 years.
You didn't get me. You didn't hear me.
You said experience.
Hold on. Look, there are people who are not supposed to be in government. They bully their way into governance because of what? Personal aggrandizement.
Barrister, there is no way that power is served a la carte.
Hold on, it's not true. Hold on.
Is there any way?
No.
What is the local definition of politics? The struggle for power.
No, you don't grab, snatch, and run away. You don't.
Okay.
You don't, that is criminal conduct. You don't grab and snatch. When you look at the word grab, snatch, and run, it's not your own. When you store what belongs to somebody, it's not your own. That theory, with what Tinubu is doing in office, have even destroyed him. I'm not joking. That means this is how you have been becoming a so-called whatever, master strategy. You grab, you snatch, and you run with it. That means what you have been using is not your own. You never won any election. You have been grabbing, snatching, and running with it. And that's why you don't know what is governance. That's why you have not performed. Look at Lagos State. Mr. Okoro, he was here for 8 years. Tell me one outstanding thing he did in Lagos State. Do you know that a dead Jakonde is more popular, is more worshipped, is more recognized than a Tinubu because of what? Performance. Is that not true? No. If you mention Jakonde now, mention Tinubu, Lagosians will know the difference. So what is the essence? You grab, you snatch, and you run. Is that success? If you use Expo to get a 9 A's in WAEC, are you a brilliant student? The performance is here. Show us your skill. Show us your skill. From Lagos State to Abuja now is the same thing. The same non-performance. Rather, he was using mouth and the press. To tell the whole world what he did not do. Look at Lagos State, for example, with all the resources. Rather, the resources is going into somebody's pocket. That he now became richer than even the state and all that. Is that what you call success, Mr. Okoro? If you give Obi Lagos, oh my God, the white man will come here to ask what is going on here. I'm not joking. Obi will never take one kobo from the resources of Lagos State to become bigger than everybody. That is a fact. He didn't do it in Anambra, and he will not do it any other place. Some people, they don't want to see public fund because they see it as nobody's fund.
Okay,
so
Barrister, talking about public fund, Obi threw a challenge, and he asked, he said, anyone who is interested, come and investigate me, both as a business person and as governor. And he has said that consistently for over 15 years.
Of course.
And knowing the kind of politics we play in Nigeria, do you think it's merely boasting? Because the way this government reacts to his criticism, if they had anything against him, do you think that they will hesitate to bring it up?
In fact, he wouldn't even say it. They would have done it long ago. Before 2023, they would have done it. Mr. Okoro, before 2023 election, they would have done it. In fact, this one is saying, I don't even want him to be saying that. There's no need. If you have skeleton in his cupboard, it would have started from Anambra. Obiano, was he not a governor that told the EFCC, look at this man, he's heading to the airport now, go and stop him. Obiano. The day he handed over, that was the way he was heading to the airport to run back to UK. And it was from Anambra that they told EFCC, go and stop him. Peter Obi has been around all these years. They have been around all these years. So, my brother, politics of integrity is not a norm here. People don't want to know your integrity, your diligence, your industry, your sincerity, your faithfulness. That's what Obi want to introduce. And I know with time it will catch on. People will now begin to look at integrity in politics, because that's the only thing that we are lacking. The bane of Nigerian politics is that the people that have been there are selfish individuals. Buhari came for 8 years. He was pursuing Fulani agenda. That is why we have so much insecurity. It got so bad that elder statesmen had to sue Buhari to court. That he is the source of insecurity in Nigeria. Mr. Okoro, is that not the height of allegations, so to say? They sued him for 50 billion, Buhari, and they listed all the things he did to bring insecurity in Nigeria. And that is a president of a country. You love a country. You brought insecurity, terrorists into your country, and now they are praising you.
Barrister, let's look at Obi has been talking about moving from consumption to production.
Of course.
And he says that one of the investments he made in Anambra State was the opening of Sab Miller, the brewery. And a lot of people, including the governor, have said, look, that investment is worth nothing. Mm-hmm. So beyond that, is there any other investment that Nigerians could point to what Obi did in Anambra State in terms of trying to move the state from a consuming economy to a productive one?
And it's not the fault of Obi.
Okay.
If a brewery is set up with $13 million.
No, beyond the brewery. Okay, you want to talk about the brewery first?
Yes.
Okay.
If the brewery is set up with $13 million, is now worth $5 million, according to his critics. So,
okay.
Is it the fault of Obi? This economy that is like this today, is it the fault of Obi? All the things he put in place, like this school scene I'm talking about, is it a fact? Obi said that all the senior prefects in all the schools now have his number. I was thinking somebody will say it's a lie. If somebody have chosen to build the human capital, which is the engine room of any country, any government, please, what is wrong with that?
Some people say that the fit in education was because of miracle centers, special centers in Anambra State.
God almighty.
No, I'm not the one. That was, people said that.
For the period he was there, the whole of Anambra was miracle centers.
Now, the question is, those miracle centers are elsewhere too, so why didn't they also progress?
Well, I don't know. That is why you counter them now.
No, I'm just asking. You are the analyst here.
Mr. Okoro, there are things that are very loud. You know your critics. Even Jesus Christ was criticized by his own people. So such things are laughable.
Okay, so let's go back to the investment thing. Beyond the Sab Miller brewery, Nigerians are looking for what else did Obi do in Anambra State apart from the Sab Miller, apart from saving money, apart from interconnecting the inner city roads and all of that. Is there any other investment? Okay, you've talked about human capital.
Yes, which is in fact, that's the most important. Mr. Okoro, that is the most important of everything.
So now the questions are these. Nigerians are asking, is he able to replicate all of this within 4 years?
An old woman cannot be tired of a dance step she knows too well, even in her old age. Obi has a blueprint on what he's coming to do in Abuja. You only asking for an opportunity to do it. Everybody knows, Mr. Okoro, everybody knows that Obi can do it. That one is not in doubt. It is the way to get to it that people are now trying to block with all manner of shenanigans. That's the truth.
Barrister, do you think that Obi will have the capacity as the commander-in-chief to stop insecurity? Knowing the undercurrents,
hold on.
The underlying factors that drive insecurity in this country.
Don't go too far.
Okay.
If there is anybody that can stop this insecurity, it is somebody from the southeast. You know why?
I don't know.
He's a neutral person in this matter. Because what is driving this insecurity is ethnic and religious sentiment. Obi is not a Muslim, so there will be no religious sentiment.
So won't it be like your people are killing my people?
No,
when Azubike Hejiruka tried to stop Boko Haram, they said, look, your people are killing my people. So what is going to change?
They were doing politics that time.
So what gives you the impression that politics will not be played again?
It will not come because they're not tired now.
Are you sure they are tired?
The monster they created is now trying to finish them. So they are.
When you say that the North is tired, Governor of Borno State, Zulum, the other day said, politicians, people in government are the ones feeling insecurity in the North. Yes. So what gives us the impression that they are tired?
It is his people. He knows them.
Okay.
He didn't mention them.
I go back to that question again. What gives you the impression that an Easterner, somebody like Peter Obi, will have the courage, the
Mr.
will, and there won't be a pushback.
Before Peter Obi came to Anambra, the Uba brothers were urban terrorists. They burned down Oka. It's on record.
Okay.
Before Peter Obi came. Is that not true? You saw what they did with Ngige, Mbadunuju and Co. Abi? Obi came in and everybody, because, look, you don't need to make noise. You know, they say a dog that bites doesn't bark.
A lot of people cite the instance of his inability to resolve the crisis in the Labour Party.
In the Labour?
Yes, and they say if Obi cannot fix Labour Party, what guarantee do we have that he can fix the problems of Nigeria?
There are external factors, and then they cut...
external factors. People are accusing IMF, World Bank of being external factors in Nigerian economy. So if he can't withstand external factors within a small political party, how can he do that in a whole country, 220 million people counting?
Look at the difference now. The difference that INEC has come back to their senses. Abi?
Really?
There are things that are legal matters. Obi cannot take laws into his own hand now.
Okay.
But now, the truth is coming out. They say when you take something that belongs to a child and raise up your hand, when your hand begin to pain you, you bring it down and the child will collect what belongs to him. I told you here that this thing the INEC is doing with Abure, it will not fly, because it's a question of somebody going to court with that Supreme Court judgment and shut down everything Abure have done so far. It's a simple matter. Is that not what happened? So INEC realized that look, they will be in trouble if this thing go further, because the judgment is there very clear. When they got tired, did they not do the needful? That is how to tell a man you're a fool. You don't need to say it. INEC, all those that they were delaying and wasting time, what was it for? I said I pity those people. In fact, I sympathize with them, those who were dancing around Abure after the Supreme Court has spoken, the highest court in the land, and you think you get a victory from there. Can you imagine? They are not looking forward. That is why I keep telling people, I don't like when I'm telling people something I'm very sure of, something I know, and you are doing your head like that, you know better. Be proactive. Think ahead of your enemy. Be there before he gets there, so that you know that yes, you know what you are doing. I said it several that this is Abure is doing. He's wasting his time. Okay. I said it.
Okay, but Barrister, let's go back to fixing insecurity, the political way to do that.
Why not?
You believe Obi can do it?
I told you how a neutral person can do it. When Jonathan invited Ihejirika, did you not see what Ihejirika did? But because of the kind of person Jonathan was in office, they manipulated him and the man had to back down. Okay. Now, with that experience, Obi cannot make the same mistake. It's a question of the political will to give the generals marching order. Mr. Man, you see this particular place. In the next 2 months, 3 months, I don't want to hear or see one single terrorist in this place. This IDP camp, I want it closed. People should return back to their ancestral home. Marching order. Let me see that person that will, of course, you will lose your job. By the time Obi sack 1 or 2 persons, they will sit up. When Batenaj wanted to give up prepaid meter, they say it's not possible. The man insisted. All this NEPA wizard, they say no, they can't do this. It was when Batenaj sacked two NEPA managers in 1 day. Everybody sat up. And prepaid meter came under battle.
Okay, so, all right, Barrister,
I am telling you examples that have worked.
Okay, examples that have worked. Let's look at he talked about cutting down on the cost of governance, which has more like become an albatross in Nigeria. You understand what is going on in this country, both at the federal and at the subnational levels. Now, a lot of people say that, look, the best intentions don't necessarily produce the best outcomes. Obi as president might have good intentions about cutting down on the cost of governance. How about the people with him? The systemic rot. People have to travel and all of that. Do you think with what he did in Anambra State, I keep going back to replicating it, you know? So is he going to...
Obi will tell you no medical treatment abroad. Whatever is wrong, it must be treated here. There is no...
That is if he builds hospitals.
Of course, you will equip the hospital. Why not?
But before he does that. Before he does that.
It's not before he does that. From the day he enters office, that will be his program. Whatever sickness, you must do it here. and then immediately they will start equipping the hospitals. That is the first thing. Then agriculture.
But,
all these people that are disturbing our farmers, you army officers, from now, farmers must go back to farm, and nobody should be killed in the farm.
How much of a political force can a president be if he doesn't have a compliant National Assembly?
Please, do you need anybody to tell you to comply? People will look. Mr. Okoro, the people are wiser now. They will go there and sack them if they continue to be recalcitrant like they have been. Have you not seen it? Even Togo here. People went to their national and sacked them when they want to make useless laws. Did you not see it? They chased them out of that place. So those days are gone. When Obi come into office and begin to do the right thing, and look, he don't even need any police army to. It is the people that will be guarding him. I'm not joking. The people's will. If Obi come today and people will go to the market with 10,000 naira because the economy is picking up, and you are there in the National Assembly trying to make law that you will not agree, you want, Obi will not give you money, do your work. When you now insist, he will expose everybody. Obi will tell Nigeria, look at what these people are doing here. Nobody will tell them to sit up. All those nonsense will stop. I'm not joking. People will go there on their own and say, look, we are chasing people out of this place. You are the one disturbing our life. Yes, that is democracy. Nobody will tell them to sit up. You did you see what happened in Anambra? He was impeached twice, and twice the court said, go back to your job. Is that not after that they left him alone? Is that not after that they left him because he was not giving them money? Was that not the issue? If Obi is not corrupt, and he do the, what will you now say you don't want to comply with? Why? No, tell me. That is, look, example is better than preaching. If you have a good leader, people will follow. A good leader, people will follow immediately. When Buhari and Idiagbo came on, didn't you see how Nigeria were complying, even with a military regime? When they brought why? Didn't you witness it? Because of the leadership. When Chinua Achebe read the problem of Nigeria, you think the man didn't know what he was saying? Leadership. If you show example, people will follow automatically. You don't need to tell them or beg them. They will see that this man is sincere and they will follow through. Whether you are from Hausa, Yoruba or Igbo, you will comply because humanity is the same. What is driving the Western world? Is it not good leadership? Any other thing?
Barrister, from the footage we watched before the show, at the beginning of the show, he said something. That event happened 9 years ago. At that point, he said that states were spending like 2 billion naira per month, on the office of the First Lady, which is quite unconstitutional. Now, this is 9 years down the line. That amount must have
it has even gone to billions, so you can see.
Now, we see, I'm still talking about cutting down on the cost of governance. You see the president is doling out large sums of money to support people who made Nigeria proud. By the way,
exactly.
First Lady has also been doing same. The other day, she went to UI, donated 1 billion naira, and last week she gave 1 billion naira to Benue IDPs and all of that. Barrister, all these monies, Nigerians are divided on the propriety or otherwise of those largesse. But the larger question is, was there appropriation for those monies? Good. Does anybody have the right to spend our money without authorization?
Nobody. In fact, that's the irony of the whole thing. Nobody. Mr. Okoro, that is why the National Assembly is there. Every kobo the executive will spend must be appropriated. But in this case now, Tinubu is now the Minister of Finance and the Governor of CBN. Who are in custody of our money. That is why these things are happening right, left, and center, and nobody is asking questions. And Obi cannot do this. I know him. I can swear for that. I am very sure I can beat my chest. Obi cannot be profligate with our money. It's not possible. He will use money to do the work of Nigerians, and that is why the only way the economy can pick up. That is the only way the naira can become strong again. And if Obi does that, who else will now come and say, I want to do otherwise? If Tinubu did not approve of the money the National Assembly is spending, will it happen? No, tell me. It will never happen. After all, they have their salary mapped out in Rufai. You collect your actual salary. The commissioner that work with Obi, did any of them come to complain that they were not paid? Collect the actual salary you need to collect. What is killing Nigeria is the extras that are necessary. your salary is 1 million, but at the end of the day it got to 30 million. That is the issue here. Your salary is 1 million naira, but when they do all the calculations,
in fact, on one of those occasions, Peter Obi was impeached because he refused to play ball with the State House of Assembly.
Exactly. And when the matter got to court, they couldn't even pinpoint anything Obi did. That's why the court said, go back to your job. Simple. So they can't try it even at the National Assembly.
I keep going back to this point that, look, a lot of people say what went down in Anambra is just a small state. We are talking about a big Nigeria, 36 states with FCT, over 220 million people counting.
Okay, hold on.
How much do you think a man can do in just 4 years?
Do you know how inventions are made, Mr. Okoro? They use a microcosm.
Okay.
So yes, when scientists are doing research and trying to invent something, they use the microcosm of that the prototype of that invention to check how perfect it is. When they have seen that it works, that small one they have done, before they will now start multiplying and replicating it for mass production. Is that not true? They don't just start mass producing anything without first of all using a prototype, a microcosm to check this thing we are inventing, will it serve humanity? They check, they now test it for many years, see the workability. When they have perfected it, they now open up for mass production. All the drugs, that's how they do it. They can't just wake up and start mass producing anything that has not been tried and tested. So if an Obi can do it in Anambra, that template can be replicated any other place. I gave you example of countries where this thing work. The man in Argentina, is it a fact that he balanced their budget after 135 years? Is it a fact? What magic did he use? Does he have two heads? And Obi can do it here. He just told you how to save money to pay off our debts. He just told you. Meanwhile, these people are still borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. Meanwhile, there's no clear-cut measure to pay back.
Okay.
If you are paying debt with 51% of your income, how much is left? And Obi cannot do that. The money is going into profligacy.
As at 9 years ago, we were paying with, we had 38%. And this administration makes that at 96, but they have brought it down to 60-something percent. This particular administration. Isn't that an improvement?
What is improvement? No, leave the percentage. What is improvement, Mr. Okoro? They made this debt at 40-something according to you. Now it is over.
No, debt servicing.
So what are they doing now? If you are servicing a debt with 20 naira and you are borrowing a debt that is above 50 naira, what are you doing? What you are paying is useless. You are spending 20 naira and you now go and borrow 50 naira. Are you saving any money? Ask yourself that question. That's why the thing is climbing.
Okay.
If there have been prudence.
All right, Barrister, can you in 30 seconds give us your concluding thoughts?
My concluding thought.
The possibility of a 4-year term to make impact in just 4 years.
In the first place, the constitution says 4-year term.
Okay.
All these two, I don't know who brought these 8 years. I don't know. Even this North and South, I don't know who brought it.
It's a term limit.
It's not in our constitution.
Okay.
I don't like. I've been telling you, if somebody can break these jinx, and we get somebody from one remote area in Nigeria that will develop this country, I don't care.
Okay.
Right. So this you must be 8 years. As if the people that have been ruling Nigeria for how many? Almost 50 years now in the north. Okay. What impact?
All right.
What impact has it not brought to the northern region? Is it not poverty?
All right then.
So this thing must be killed. That's why people, I don't know, when I'm talking, they don't listen. This permutation must be killed so that we can get the best hand anywhere in Nigeria and stop this north and south.
Okay, all right then. Thank you very much, Barrister Darlington.
So my people, that is it. I hope you heard everything they said here, which I quite agree with what Rufai Osene said, as well as Barrister Darlington. Like, it is indeed a trap for Peter Obi to go back to PDP. Look at how all these PDP chieftains, they are going from one interview to another, and all they are saying is Peter Obi to come back. Like, what is going on? Just as I said the other day that Peter Obi is a wise man and he knows what to do, right? So him going back to PDP, I don't think that is going to be possible. Yes, I think the best option for Peter Obi is this opposition coalition, the ADC, which I believe that they will definitely give him presidential ticket. That's the best option for Peter Obi. But him going back to PDP and the Wike is still in PDP, I don't think that is the best option. And also this proposal, the one-time proposal from Peter Obi that are making him APC and Tinubu go gaga, they are just doubting themselves because they know that they are not honest people. Just as someone said the other day that most of Nigerians, they have been psychologically defeated. So they don't even believe in themselves, let alone believe in another person. So they are always doubting because they have seen it for several years, especially when it comes to all these politicians. They never keep their words. Yes, this is the reason why it is very, very hard for them to believe what Peter Obi is saying. So it's not their fault anyway. Just as I said the other day that if Tinubu can use 2 years to destroy Nigeria, yes, 4 years is enough for Peter Obi to restore Nigeria, right? So my people, I don't know what you think. I would love you guys to leave your thoughts in the comment section as always. Subscribe for more updates. Like the video. I will see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to Shamra Seniors TV.